Hello and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. I'm your host Lance here to talk about Ragna Crimson, episode 9. And if you watched me all the way up till now, you'll know that I watch the anime and read the manga so I can compare and contrast what's going on in between the two mediums. And this one is pretty much word for word everything that's the same. It seems to be a trend, but this does cover the end of chapter 17 and the beginning, more so the first half of all of chapter 19. And yeah, like I said, follows it to a T basically. There was one little difference, and I'll share that at the end. So, this episode has to deal with learning a lot more about Starlia. She is the princess of this community, and she is a freaking badass. She was introduced at the end of last episode, and how she was basically a prodigy, and she's just so strong. She can control any like metal, and she just uses it to her advantage. She's just taking out everybody. But in addition to these mad powers that she has, she can also see aura through her eyes. She's got some special eyes going for her too, which comes into play for a big moment of this episode because Ragna and Crimson got teleported into this new area, and Crimson is trying to wiggle their way out of this place because Crimson already knows who Starlia is, and he's made mention that he's had to deal with Starlia in the past and how he's never been able to like work with Starlia because she's always just straight to the point and doesn't trust him. So this is just another moment that he just wasn't gonna get through to Starlia and work on killing the dragons together. That's basically what Crimson was trying to do to begin with, making up a big story about how his name was Krish and how he was a magic warrior and he was selling stuff in the capital. And then all of a sudden, explosions were going everywhere and some dragons were attacking. He's making his case sound super believable. He's doing a great job, kept his aura blue. But in the end, Starlia didn't believe it because it not that because his aura wasn't blue, but because his aura stank. So I thought that was kind of funny. Just a little bit of comedy to throw in there. So Starly is like, screw this, I'm gonna just kill you. And Crimson's plan was to take the death because Crimson can't die. So he was just gonna revive in a different location while that other body just laid there looking like he was dead. And he was just gonna devise a plan, sneak around, get Ragna, sneak out, and that would have been pretty interesting to see. A little Snoopy. That would have been interesting. But of course, Ragna's got to be the hero. Come bursting out of down the hall, takes out the the warrior, the strongest warrior they have, the old man, and he just completely knocks him out and stays the day. And in Ragna's presentation, Starlia is instantly head over heels for him. But the ironic part is she's not looking at Ragna and who he is, but more so the insides of him because he is a silver sword. So it was strangely funny that she says that he's a sword with arms and legs, and she's talking about how hot he is and how beautiful. I guess that's one moment in the manga that she never talked about how like hot and attractive he was. She was just saying how cool he looked. So the anime took sexuality, he was so hot, and manga was like he's so cool. So one small difference right there. No biggie. But yeah, so we got some hots going for Ragna. So I'm very curious on Starlia if she's going to be basically a new member of this crew. Maybe she's going to be just helping take out dragons from their own point of view, but I think they're going to realize that they have the same goal and they're going to work together. And I almost wouldn't be too surprised if they work out on some kind of marriage proposal thing, or at least joke about it, or make the just talk about it and then lie about it, and then like they're never going to go through with it. But like I would like to see some more marriage talk or something like that, because that would be kind of funny. So during that whole falling for Ragna deal, everybody decides that they just need to go sit in a cell and talk things through. Starlia's people have no idea what to do with them. and Crimson and Ragna have no idea what they need to do next. And they all agree that they're just gonna hang out in the cell because I don't know if they said it in the anime, but in the manga they said, "Don't worry about them. They're too strong for us to handle. So we're just gonna leave them be, and they're not even gonna guard them." So I thought that was kind of funny. But I thought it was kind of interesting the way that slime was revived. The tiniest little particle on the back of Ragna's neck was recovered, and Crimson chops off some of his hair and throws it around the speck and chants a little spell. And then the beads in the hair start to melt. And 3 minutes later, Slime is revived. So I thought that was kind of funny. Don't know what to think of it. Slime's revived, and they made a comment that Chimera and Golem are still out there somewhere, and Crimson would have a better time understanding and dealing with this whole situation if he had that kind of backup. So I'm interested to see that. Um, and then the guys talking in the end about, did you hear that Starlia has a boyfriend or something like that? That's all fun and games. That was in the manga too. But what wasn't in the manga and what was in the anime was that final scene in the anime where Ultimatia is having that dream about the god and how it's a little child and how she's super sad and angry and like crying blood, calling Ultimatia her sister. None of that happened in the manga, at least not yet, because the end of where I was continuing in chapter 19, it's just more talk about what's going on in the estate and stuff like that. I didn't want to read too far ahead, but definitely didn't get to the point where Ultimatia had a dream. So I'm very curious about that dream. And now it's making me wonder if Ultimatia is like a dual personality and she is actually the god. I don't know. I kind of doubt that actually because she was almost dead and she's got a huge thing going on for her where she doesn't trust her own abilities. Anyway, I don't know what to think, but I am weirded out that this god is a child. So what do you guys think? But anyway, that's all that I'm going to cover for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please go follow the animes show on Facebook and Instagram. That's right there. And I will catch you guys next week.